Should be going now.
Oh yeah, recording for sure.
Am I allowed to eat and record?
Yeah, dude, do whatever you want. It's our show, technically. I guess it is, for real. Move the burner. It's our first one. It's me and Dean. This is Dean, CMK Dean on Instagram.
What are we going to call it? I don't know what we're going to call it. We got to call it something good.
Is it like, well, if it's going to be a podcast and a YouTube channel show.
It can't be one of those corny names, so like coffee talk or one of those fucking things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't cuss either.
You gotta be original.
Can't cuss either.
Well, you could cuss, but you just gotta like precursor was saying like I shouldn't. That way people.
But no, if you don't cuss on the videos, you get more perks. If you don't have any cussing, you get more like if you were to start getting paid for videos.
Yeah.
If there was no swearing, you get more publicity pushed by actual YouTube, and you get more money. Yeah.
Well,
I watch a lot of these kind of shows. We gotta think of something good. We'll think about it. Right now it's just Volume 1, HQ sessions, I don't know.
HQ sessions. Maybe, I don't know, find some
if it's a Friday show, if we do it every Friday,
yeah,
then it would be...
I think Max Out, but like I don't know how Max Out pertains to a show.
Max Out Friday. We could figure something out.
Somehow with that, like basically like maybe we just hit a bunch of topics and we max out the hour in which we're talking or the 20 minutes or 30 minutes in which we're talking.
Yeah.
So it's like rapid fire, like Max Out Friday, like get after it. Well, as of now, we're assuming this thing's called like Max Out Friday or something like that. So basically, me and Dean know each other for a long time. Since we were kids, both played sports here in the city of Elk Grove where HQ is, Caffeine is HQ. Dean is CNK Dean on Instagram. He also actually runs our Twitter. I do all pretty much our social media outside of Twitter because I don't really know how to use it, but Dean's really good at it. So he runs our Twitter. What's our Twitter?
At Team C and K, or at Team C and K.
At Team C and K.
Yeah.
We're trying to get better at Periscope and all those things, but we're like just taking a stab at them now. I'm Charlie Zamora. I'm Warriors CrossFit on Instagram. You can find me there. Who's not with us right now is the third member of the gang, or of the band, whatever you want to call us. The man with the best hair. That's Danny Lear, at DLear on Instagram. He should make some of these Friday appearances. But we're trying to get content out every Friday, and I just was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I had some people in here today, and we're kind of talking about it, and it's like, we get to do so much fun stuff all the time, but we never really get to talk about it, and Instagram's only like a snapshot or 15 seconds of what's really going on, but I think there's a lot of things people want to know about. So, like, talking about topics of things that are current, Dean, why don't we start the segment off of we'll go like to products, right? We'll touch on products because you're head of design, head of fashion, you kind of run the warehouse, you're chief operations. Maybe give them some insight on like products and reasons why you chose certain products. Like we just had dropped those new sweatshirts. You know, maybe talk about products first, and after that I'll talk about some of the stuff that happened like regarding like travel and competition. So do you want to kick it off with like some of the products we've had coming out and like what your mindset behind it is and what your like vibes were on or whatever?
Yeah, I actually really like the idea of doing the product, maybe like the new product. We'll talk about that product each week, so we're not just like going all over the place with different stuff. I think whenever like a new product comes out, maybe we can talk about that particular product on the Max Out Friday.
I like that.
This is like stuff Ryan can probably cut out of this video, but like
I say we keep it all.
Always keep it all.
Yeah, whatever.
But so yeah, this Thursday we had a very successful new drop. 2 new sweatshirts for men and women. I'm actually wearing one right now. The unisex Shield logo zip up hoodie. If you guys don't have one, this is actually a sweatshirt I really, really like. It's lightweight. It's like fitted material. It's a heathered design. Classic CK logo on the chest. Off-white, almost bone white pull tabs and zipper. Also on the back you have your oversized Shield logo. That we have been doing some stuff for our fall and spring line, you know. We don't want to overdo it though, so we'll probably be one of the last products that we have with it for a while. So Yeah, I really like this. It's really, really comfortable. It also has like the little thumb loops. Another feature on it I really liked, you know, keep your hands warmer. Also has, not a lot of people know this, something you got to kind of see on accident almost, but has a little nice little headphone jack for your iPod, iPhone, Android. If you have an Android, you should probably just get rid of it because iPhone's is the superior to all.
That's true. Danny, if you're watching this, we company-wide, it's majority that iPhones are better.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty even popularity between the burgundy and the gray charcoal, I'd say. A lot of people are excited about it, so are we. It's probably be our last sweatshirt for the year until obviously winter 16-17 or fall winter 16-17. So, if you want anything like that now would be the time to get it because we won't be making any more jackets or sweatshirts for the remainder of the year.
Yeah,
or crew necks or anything like that.
One of the things that I want to talk on too, it's always interesting when you're the person that's talking and you're trying to talk about things that have a relevance importance to you, but sometimes it's hard to talk about yourself. So I want to put Dean in a position where he has the ability to do that without feeling weird about it, which is that Dean, when we were growing up, you know, we went to high school together and junior high and everything, and Dean was always a kid who had like the coolest cars. He always had like a sick ass truck. He'd always have like the new Jordans. He'd always have like the coolest jeans, whatever. He was always just had like his shit together. Like he was always cool. And so kind of like with putting this whole thing together with Caffeine Kilos, like Dean, just so people can get a better grasp on like who you are as a person and your influences, like I really believe that streetwear or like cool fashion, that you were the first person through the company to introduce kind of like a street vibe or cool fashion to the fitness industry, not just CrossFit or weightlifting, but just kind of fitness as a whole. I mean, everything you see is a little bit more of a classic look, a little bit more of a street look. How are you able to kind of like make that work, or what made you want to draw that conclusion where maybe people needed something more than something kind of loud, bright, and obnoxious? Like what was your thoughts behind that? And like who were some of your inspirations? Like what I don't know, like you always have the new Jordans, you always have shit I've never even heard of. You got some Yeezy shoes yesterday that showed up, I didn't know what those were. Like how do you do that kind of stuff? Like how does that happen?
Well, back to like what you said with you know, wanting to be different. When we first started doing CrossFit together, 2009? So when I started, you started a little bit before that.
Yeah.
There really isn't any like major. Well, there was apparel companies, and everybody was kind of following the same trend of just really in your face type of apparel. You know, like really bright neons or, you know, funny sayings that are more like maybe inappropriate, or just to get almost like joke shirts, like a joke T-shirt. You'd get it like Evangeline's or one of those places. And there really wasn't. There's a few brands that back at this time that were still doing more what I would call like I don't know, urban street style apparel, but they were like kind of smaller at the time. That they're bigger now, but basically when we started doing this, not to get into that whole backstory how we started, but when we first came up with the idea of Caffeine Kilos, I wanted to make sure that we weren't falling into that category with the neons and the funny stuff. Like I wanted to do something a lot more like cool that would relate more to people that are into wearing these shirts maybe to a family event or out at the mall or at the club or the mall, or you know, something that they can wear and not like, I don't know how to say it, like trying to make a statement about like,
or feel awkward
or feel weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
It's
like you know, my grandma has a nice snatch, and it's like, if someone else saw that, you're like, what is?
Yeah, it kind of gives like the community kind of like a weird
vibe,
or like to a stranger that doesn't particularly like CrossFit or weightlifting. Like, oh, look at these guys. They wear these fucking annoying shirts.
Yeah, maybe it's like
that say weird stuff.
Maybe
on
it's
them.
like males or even females, I'm sure, could have what we call like locker room talk. But once you leave the locker room, it doesn't really sound good.
Yeah.
Maybe like the shirts are like locker room or gym type talk. But when you get into regular community, it's kind of like that's kind of obnoxious. So that's a little too much. Is that?
Yeah, exactly. And also like I've always felt that simplicity is always key when it comes to all fashion and all design. And that's just 101 fashion stuff that you can talk to anybody that owns any major company like a Supreme or a Nike or a, I don't know, Crew or whatever. Like there's just millions of brands and all different types of genres. And they'll tell you all the same thing. Like you got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And you got to keep it clean. And you got to use quality materials. And that's one of the things that we've always stuck true to, and I think that's the major key to success as far as building a nice brand and also having a good logo and a good team and have good goals. But I think that we're doing a really good job of staying true to our brand, and doing our thing, kind of in our own little world with CK, and also just being able to connect with multiple aspects of fitness is I think really key too. Not limiting ourselves to just CrossFit or just bodybuilding or just weightlifting. I think it's very important to make sure that you don't put yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
Where like only certain people are going to be exposed to it.
And it's kind of funny too that you said that one of the keys when we were talking about starting Caffeine Kilos was that simplicity. I can kind of remember kind of that time when we kind of were talking and we're like, hey man, like what's this going to be? What's this going to turn into? And we were talking just about the apparel aspect of the whole thing, and as that kind of like pushed and started was kind of the origin. And I remember just thinking about, I think that shit's funny, like the neon.
No, it's
like,
funny.
I'm wearing funny hat.
I was wearing these shirts.
Yeah, like I love this hat, but I have like this new like fanny pack that my wife hates that I bought that I just thought was obnoxious, so I got that. But I did know like very early on, like you have to put someone in a position that will allow themselves and everyone around them or like the team to be successful, and I just knew that you knew that. And I think another cool thing about like the relationship that we have, and then we also have with Danny, is that like when you think of something or you design something, it's always good for everyone to have input, but at the end of the day, my vote's always like whatever Dean says is going to be cool, because half the time I ask Misha like, what do you think about what I'm wearing? And she's like, you look like a douchebag, or it doesn't look good. Like, if I can't even pick what I'm wearing and it look right, like, we got to defer to the guy that knows and follows those New York trends and follows that stuff that's coming out before people know and that kind of stuff. And so I think it's just very important for people to know that perspective, and even more so accrediting you to your work ethic. And not a lot of people know this, and I don't know if we need to talk about it, but I will, because that's how I do it, is that when Dean went full on with our company, when we first ran the company for the first year, it was out of a 500 square foot attic out of the roof of my gym. And Dean worked in there every day. It was unfortunately above both the bathrooms, so if someone dropped a bomb, like he was in the middle of it, you'd know. And it's just one of those things where a lot of people see Dean now or see the company now and go, well, I want to have my own brand, or I want to have an impact on the world, or I want the top athletes in the world wearing our stuff or being proud about it. But a lot of them are like, whether the millennials or whoever it is, like they don't want to work for it. And they didn't see Dean, working 10, 12, 13 hours in a, 500 square foot attic in a gym with no heater, no AC, like
no
literally.
Pay.
No pay. Yeah, that's another thing too. No pay. Like when we first started, probably first couple months.
Like 9 months.
First 9 months. I mean, you actually were at a point where you were living downtown, but went fully in it, and for a while, like.
No, I had to move back in.
I
moved back in with my dad.
That's a big transitional change.
A little backstory on that. I had my own place, had a good job, and it wasn't a job that I wanted. Obviously, like you wanted to do what makes you happy. That's a real job, in my opinion. I was working, but it wasn't like a career, and I didn't know. I was kind of trying to find what I want to do with myself, and I've always tried to venture into the apparel when I was doing like custom jean jackets and stuff, and on the side, kind of side work, and then.
And those were selling for a lot of money.
Yeah, and that was fun. I loved doing it because it was like it wasn't even work. It was
a passion.
It was a passion thing. It was fun to do. I kind of got to be creative and like use my artistic outlet through these jackets and stuff like that, and it was really fun, and that's where I started trying to do that other brand of mine. I started before we all started this was Modern Example, which was like an apparel company, street company. Anyways, regardless, it was definitely a rough time, but it was like, it's all part of the story, and it's all part of the journey. Like, it was hard, yeah, but it was still fun. It was harder, but it was not as hard as doing a job I fucking hated.
Yeah.
And getting paid.
Yeah.
I was having a lot more fun doing a job that I wasn't getting paid.
Yeah.
For longer. Like, during the day, I was working 12-hour days with no money. Like,
yeah. That
was actually fun. I don't know, it's hard, it's kind of weird, huh?
Well, because you're fulfilling a passion, you're working for yourself, and you're believing and devoting yourself into something that you know is bigger than you. And I think that's just sometimes what people have a hard time articulating is that when you believe in something so much and you feel like it's your baby or something that you're just trying to grow, hours and time and days and weeks don't hold any relevance because you're so invested in what you're doing that you haven't lost focus on the project at hand. So any outside influence of stress, time, all those other things, they exist, but they're kind of like muted because you're like in this zone. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden you look up, you're like, wow, I just worked 10 hours. Did I eat today? Like, you didn't even know because you're just in this zone. And it's super cool. Like I said, I'm glad we're kind of doing this. Maybe what we'll do for the first couple ones is product design, but more backgrounds on us because I don't think a lot of people really know who we are. And, a lot of times you'll see me more on the forefront because I handle a lot of athlete relations, a lot of our marketing, and I'm more of like the out and the public kind, so people could kind of see me through Instagram and that kind of stuff. And people do follow Danny and Dean, but I think it's very imperative for people to know the entire team because Caffeine Kilos, just like the tripod that our camera's standing on right now, like no one can stand alone. The only reason why I'm able to be at these events and talk to people and do those kinds of things is because Dean's holding down the entire warehouse here and still working on new designs, making sure products get out, managing the warehouse and the employees that we have here and doing that kind of stuff. And then Danny, whether it's ordering or watching the finance and doing things he does, like that's what's super cool about this team is that we're all devoted in an understanding that together everyone achieves more. And I always sign off on my emails like that, team, these guys make fun of me, but it's true. Like if we're working together, we're going to do so much better. And ultimately for the population that's watching this, maybe it'd be like 2 viewers when we first start, whatever, is that we understand that the products that we make and the products that we develop are things that people take pride in wearing and that they spend their hard-earned dollars on, whether it's working a job like Dean said where you fucking hate every minute of it, but you're doing it because you need to pay bills and you value that dollar and you want to spend it on a hat that we provide for you or a shirt or one of those things, or you're working a dream job but you just want to invest into the company and buy stuff because you really, really like it. We appreciate the money that people spend with us, and that's where the quality in our products is what I think separates us in our heart and our character for the things that we're trying to make, because we don't make products to make products. We make the best products for things that we like because we know it's what you're going to like, because we are an extension of you. So if you see me out at an event, you see me hanging out with Noah or Kenny or Morgan King or whoever these athletes are, you get to see yourself there because you're part of the CK family. Or you see Dean lifting at a national meet, whether it's the American Opens, you're on the platform with him if you haven't made a meet yet because you're a part of the CK family, and that's one of the things that is super exciting for us is letting people be a part of what we're doing, because ultimately, without your support of buying our gear and supporting the lifestyle, we don't have jobs and we don't have the ability to make products, and we don't have the money then to support USA Weightlifting, support our athletes, support CrossFit, support powerlifters. And so together, honestly, everyone achieves more. So it's the totality of the CK family that kind of makes all of this work. And so I'm super stoked that, me and Dean are going to start doing these. We're going to be committed unless I'm out of town, then you'll have like a guest host. But, for sure, we're going to try to do one of these every Friday, get them up. We're also going to try to put this on a podcast as well where you can listen to it if you can't catch the video. But I guess for the first one, I say we're super stoked to kind of get this started, right?
This is this is going to be we'll have more structure and more like
this
topics.
Is freestyle, yeah.
We're going freestyle right now.
I'm going 8 Mile M&M right now.
Kind of like jumping thoughts right now. I can't really put them together like nicely. But
I think we're going to create a list or something, huh?
Yeah, we'll get like some structure here. We'll get a list of topics.
I have a mug. I kind of thought the name was official.
I'm eating rice and ketchup and turkey, But no, we'll get a cool structure going.
And shit. Yeah. Have pens.
Yeah, we'll get a dope.
Maybe
System
we even get mics one day.
Get some mics so you can probably hear us a lot better than you are right now.